What's going on? Welcome back to our exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today, I bankrupt joined again by Jimmy, and today he has Supreme Kai. I don't remember who did our last profile, but this is Jimmy's profile. There's buttons, there's links in the description. Check them out. Jimmy.
Yeah, so I played Supreme Kai. If you don't know what the deck does a lot of overwhelming, frontside, burst, and draw cards. Awaken with black cards in your warp. Backside is where it gets interesting. When you overwhelm, you're going to draw and then pull cards back. If you don't have a Unison in play, which people love targeting the Unison, and I guess they forget that you can just tap one and bring it back from the warp. And then also you can pitch a life, pull 2 cards back to keep your overwhelms when they leave, so you get a Toki Toki City effect. We'll go straight into the Z deck, since it's not super relevant. There is a new card for it, but I've never really played it. You do have the SSB Vegeta, it's just good. I played this because it was a little bit of fun. The Fu to Z-stack the Cumber, and then just tap 1 to play the Cumber out from under it. There was some matchups where like this was like a nice jump scare, and being able to give some card servant and lock them down for a turn is kind of nice. 1 Demigra, never played it. Completely irrelevant. Maybe there's a build, or maybe I'm just playing the deck wrong, but not once have I played this card. And then 2 of the new Pans. This card, it has its moments, and then has some moments where it's just like, I don't even need the card, like, I don't even need to worry about it. But it's 1 drop for 2 Z energy, 15k. It can blow up a battle card if you have 3 names with Xeno on the board, counting herself. And then the auto, when you activate to keep for your Toki Toki City effect, you get to top deck a life. So you don't lose out on that life number. I only have 6 in here right now. The 7th would be the 1 drop Boo, also from the dash packs. I just don't have access to it right now, so that's what I would throw in there. If you want to like cut these for more copies of Boo or more copies of Pan, I would suggest that. Yeah, there we go. 1 copy of Boo, just 1 drop, take a card, 25k. Card's kind of snapped. But that's the Z deck. I wouldn't fret over getting those Pans too hard, because it's nice, but you don't need it to play the deck. Demegra Unison gives you Wormhole, gives you cards back into your drop area. Very, very nice. Some early overwhelms. I'm not super high on this card. I don't really like playing it, but sometimes drawing cards is nice, so we throw it in here. I only run 2 of the Revived Ravengers. He's a crit overwhelm 3. He can mill 3 on play, so he sets up future plays. But I found that playing this was clogging up my overwhelms, where I'd like to play other cards using overwhelm, but I wanted to get the effect, so I was running the Hatchak Hatred Everlasting, and I'm heavily considering just going to 4 on this and just cutting the Vegetas completely. Because sometimes the crit is nice early game if you can, get the full combo and play Trunks and Revive Ravenger back to back with the Unison on field. It's super nice, but I found that this was far more useful than Revive Ravenger was for setting up my Overwhelm plays, because we do have some new Overwhelm cards to play with. I'm saying new, they're kind of new to me because I just recently picked them up, but they've been around for a minute since the 03 dash packs come out. Trunks, dual attacker. When you attack, you get to combo with a card from your warp. Super nice. So you can set up for your Pam plays or any of your other Z deck plays. But I like to just play it to pull cards back to my drop area for more Overwhelm play. And he is Overwhelm 6. So that's why I would rather just play this on my first one and then follow up with either my Trunks or my Goku and Vegeta afterwards. I don't really want to spend it on just a 15k crit. Another new card. This card is just absolutely sick. So he's Double Strike, Overwhelm 6 if your lead card is Supreme Kai. On play, you draw a card, and then you can tap 1 black energy. If you have the Trunks in play, you can just play it out if you have 2 or more energy. And it can play from the warp, which is super, super nice. The card is just gross when it's when it hits the board. This whole combo just like breathes life into the breathes new life into this deck, and I'm so for it. Regular cards play the Gokus to bring back your 3 through 7s. Fang Greeting. I am probably going to cut Fang Greeting for the new regional tournament promo Vegeta, whatever the fuck its name is. It's basically a Goten for the Goku. So if you have the Goku with 30k in play, you can tap one, play it, and it's a crit body, and it can warp something on play. The card is fantastic. Once I get my hands on those, they're just going to replace the Fang Greetings, because Fang Greetings are super nice. You can play it and make your opponent warp one. But I think I would rather just play that particular Vegeta. On Mass Saiyans, if you... I used to read this as if you activated Overrealm, you would get to play this card for 1, but it's anytime you send a card from your drop area to your warp, this card becomes a 1-drop. Gains crit on play, and then you can warp 2 cards from your opponent's battle area until the end of their next turn. Pretty good. I mean, one drop, critical, 20k. Better than the Vegeta, in my opinion, when it comes to the crit bodies in the deck. 2 Trunks. I not once boarded this card. I think it's still too good not to run. It's big dual attacker, plays from your warp, and you can set up your Overrealm plays, which is really, really nice. And this auto triggers both times, so you could like swing with this card, pull 3 back, Overrealm, then swing again to pull 3 more back. So really versatile card, very nice. 2 Reflexive Strike. I would like to have more. These are just the 2 copies that I have. It's Overrealm 3. It is counter. And then what I'm normally using it for is just activating main and doing the measureless strength effect of searching top 5 for a Goku or a Vegeta. And then if it's on the field, you can activate main to draw 2 and warp 1 card from hand. The card is really, really versatile, and it's what makes it really, really good. Plus, it's a 5k, so if you know anything about Xeno, you know that 5k Goku Xenos are kind of useful, which we'll get into. If you have more copies, you can usually use it for the Overrealm or hold it for the counter. But most of the time, I'm just discarding to search. Super combos, Vegeta. No reason not to run that. For a negate package, Kai's negate warp something. It's okay. I used to be much higher on this card. It's kind of fell out of my favor, but I do think it's still worth running. Token negates. You want stuff to be able to negate for free, because I like using my energy on my turn, not holding energy for my opponent's turn. But token negates, they're sometimes good, sometimes in some matchups they're just not relevant, because that token's either never touching the board or it's just getting tapped down or whatever. Petrification, just because it's too good not to run. Card's gross. And then Super Kamehameha is just for the floodgates. A couple of one-ofs, or a few one-ofs I should say. Berserker. I was originally running Majin Buu's Human Extinction Attack, but that's 1 energy for a 15k boost, and that's all I was using it for. I was never using it for the mill, because the deck already has so many good ways. But then I thought about this card. When you combo with it, you can give a card 10k for the battle. The auto will give this card to your opponent, and then they could use it in response, but then they'll just give it right back to you, and then now you have a 15k servant double striker, which is really, really nice. Hostile Saiyan Encounter. Remember that this card only can negate battle card attacks. My last game of the night, I pretty much just completely threw because I misread that part of the card. When you combo it, you can get some effects, warp cards off, but most of the time this has just been milled for me, so I've never got to utilize that, but it is nice to have the versatility of the card. Thwarting. It's the right card this time because I didn't have Bancroft build the deck.
Hey, I put the right one in my deck.
Yeah, you put the right one in your deck. Yeah, that's right. You can Union Fuse in this list because you do have multiple Goku and Vegeta Xenos. Card's gross. They probably should just straight up ban this fucking card because it still feels gross when you play it, even at 1 of. And then Evil Saiyan because the card is snapped, and you can also play it from the warp. So it's perfect in this deck where you're probably going to mill it on your first mill and then forget that it's in your warp.
Yep. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. Keep in mind, there's buttons, links, and descriptions. Bye.